What the? We're already off to a bad start. This is Samson. I don't believe in God. I want to make that clear. But this is my favorite story in the Bible, by far. And I want to tell you guys about it. So Samson shows up in Judges, chapters 13 through 16. And he's the son of Manoah and unnamed wife. They're very poor, and they live in a shack in like the middle of nowhere. And they have, it's probably a donkey. Could be a goat. Who knows? But they're poor. I want to stress that they're poor. One day, a biblically accurate angel comes down while the wife is outside and starts talking to her and is like, you are going to have a son. Don't do anything fun. No drinking, no smoking, no grapes, no hard liquor. Don't have no fun because you're going to have a kid. So then biblically accurate angel leaves. She's terrified out of her mind and has to go tell Manoah. She goes and tells Manoah, and they're like, well, what do we do after the baby's born? So they start praying to the angels. Actually, hold on. They pray to the angels, and the wife sees the biblically accurate angel again, goes and tells Manoah, and Manoah goes outside and sees just a normal guy. And he says basically the same thing that the original angel said. So Manoah goes, you should come inside for dinner. I would really appreciate that. And the angel's like, I can't do that. But you could, instead of cooking that goat up, do it as a burnt sacrifice to the Lord. So he does that. Manoah gets his wife pregnant. 9 months later, out pops Samson. Samson immediately goes to adulthood because the Bible isn't good about children. It doesn't go... There's no childhood for anyone in the Bible, as far as I'm aware. They're a baby and then they're an adult. So Samson, he goes to wherever the Philistines are, and he sees some wench. And hold on, we're gonna go back. He sees some fine wench. And he comes back and he tells his dad, and he's like, Dad, we need to get together and cooperate with the Philistines so that I can bang this woman. And his dad is like, no, we're like warring factions. We can't do that. You are an idiot. And Samson's like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So he goes, and on his way there, kills a lion. Sick, right? Kills a lion. This is what I imagine is happening. Is Samson is doing the Rob Van Dam frog splash to the lion. And he's... What happens? He's sticky. He gets married. Okay, I remember. Samson goes to grab his... He talks to the Philistine man, and he's like, I want to date your daughter. I want to marry your daughter, because dating doesn't exist. That's not a real thing. I want to marry your daughter. And this is after he just slayed a lion. And he goes... And he gets together with the man. Then he goes home. And Yeah, he goes home after this, and then he goes back, and on his way back, he gets the honey out of a lion. I don't know if you guys know this. It is the year, like, 90 at the most. 90, no, it's like 90 BC. This man has never showered in his life. And he's pulling honey out of a lion and just eating it with his bare hands. He is the stickiest man on earth. He's gross. He's disgusting. But he gets married that same day. And he's talking to his new wife's family. And he goes, "Riddle me this, Philistines. What is out of the eater something to eat? Something strong." And I don't remember the riddle, but you guys get it. And the family doesn't get it. So his wife starts nagging him. "Please tell me the riddle. Please tell me the riddle." And he's like, "I don't want to tell you the riddle." But then he reluctantly does, because she just nags over and over. She's awful. And just nags, "Please tell us the riddle. We can't afford to give you the 30 cloth that you want. And I don't know where you're going to get 30 cloth from. I just met you. We're already married. I hate you. It's been a week." So he tells her. She tells the tribe or the club, whatever. And they go, "Oh, Samson. We know the riddle. Here's the answer. It's lion and honey." So he feels cheated, as anyone would. And cheating is bad. Cheating is not good. So Samson kills 30 people. Like any sane person would do. Just absolutely annihilates 30 of this tribe. And then he leaves and he goes home. And I don't know why I put this picture in here, but that's what he's doing. And then he goes back to the Philistines after resting. And he goes and talks to the Philistine man who, he's the father of his wife. And he's like, the father of his wife goes, "Dude, I thought you hated her, so I basically like gave her away to one of your friends." And Samson's like, "I don't have friends." So he feels cheated again, goes into the forest and gets 300 foxes. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to catch a single wild animal in your life other than like a frog. Animals are hard to get a hold of, let alone 300. Let's try one. It's not going to happen. But Samson gets 300. And like any sane person, he ties them together by the tail and lights their tails on fire and lets them loose into the Philistine man's like village. So then the Philistines need to do some detective work because they want to know where Samson is. They just got their village like lit on fire by 150 pairs of foxes that were lit on fire and carrying I don't know. Samson's a lunatic. He could have just went there with a torch. Wait, where'd he get 150 torches? Because it says somewhere in the Bible that he ties the torch into... whatever. Samson gets captured because they do inevitably find him. Samson gets captured. S for Samson, by the way. Not Superman. S for Samson. Samson breaks out of his bindings because he's a very strong individual. He benches 600 million. And finds the jawbone of a donkey on the ground. There's a random jawbone of a donkey on the ground, and he grabs it. And he kills 1,000 people. That's not a joke. In the Bible, it says he kills 1,000 people. Like any sane person. So, after the 1,000 people he just killed, he gets thirsty. So God splits open the earth, gets him water. And then he rules over, he's a judge, and judges in the Bible mean like rulers. So he rules over whatever his area is for like 20 years, maybe 30. I think it's 20. And he goes to Gaza, and he sees a nice harlot named Delilah. And Delilah is in cahoots. I say in cahoots. She's part of the tribe with the Philistines. And the Philistines don't like Samson. So Samson does what any sane person would do and steals their front gate out of Gaza. He steals Gaza's front gate, beams and all. And oh yeah, the Philistines talk to Delilah and they're like, please tell us where he gets his strength from. We need to know. So then he does a little trolling. And he's talking to Delilah and he's like, yeah, this is where I get my strength from. You could get rid of my strength if you did the opposite thing. So then she does this while he's sleeping. She ties him up with 7 bowstrings, not yet dried. And it doesn't work. So he does what Samson does, and he breaks out of it. And then his bitch wife is really angry at him. Why did you lie to me? Why? This is a loving relationship. And I feel like if you're Samson, he's like, we've been together for 3 days and you're trying to get me captured and killed. But whatever. So she goes, well, what actually is it? Because if there's no trust in this relationship, I don't want to be in it. And apparently it's some good strange, if you know what I'm saying. So Samson goes, well, okay, you have to tie me up with rope that's never been used before. So while he's sleeping, she does it. And like Samson, he breaks out of it. And his bitch wife is angry again. As I would be if I was being lied to by the strongest man who was sent down by God. And whatever. I don't understand why Samson is not more angry. But then he goes, you need to put my hair into the web of a loom. Which I didn't know what that meant, but here's the picture. That's crazy how she did this while he was sleeping. And she looks nuts here. I don't know why, like, crayon drawing middle schoolers, like, attach their eyes as one piece, but whatever. So he breaks out. Oh, yeah. So he breaks out of it. Then his bitch wife is angry again. And Samson, being a goofball, actually says what his strength is. So while he's sleeping, she gives him a haircut. He fucking ends up like this. It's nuts. And then they capture him. And she is sitting there like he's normal because she just cut his hair. I'd be fuming. Well, wait, who's this? This guy's got the scissors. I don't know. She cut his hair. That's what we need to know. She cut his hair. I don't know who this is either. Regardless, he was sleeping. He gets captured. And they blind him. They poke his eyes out. And he goes to jail. And he's in jail for a while. And he grows his hair back because they forget to give him regular haircuts. And there's some celebration going on that's not in the prison, not part of the prison. And they go, yeah, we got Samson, we got him. And they're celebrating. So they go, bring Samson out. we're gonna torture him or try him for his crimes or something. So then Samson does what any follower of God, any cool Jew from the Old Testament does, and prays. And God hears him. And Samson leans upon a pillar and causes the great forklift accident of year 7 and kills like 9,000 people. He leans on a pillar and says, "Let me die here with the Philistines," and crushes everybody, including himself. And that's the story of Samson.